Hey everyone, it's T. If you're new around here, I talk about fashion, lifestyle, media, whatever I want. So stick around if you want. Someone suggested this in a previous video, but as you may or may not know, there is a Powerpuff Girls reboot. But I thought it would be fun to do another styling video just because. So full disclosure, I've read the pilot. Don't ask me how I did. I can't tell you. I suggest if you want to make your own opinion, you should watch the show, or watch the reviewers, the kind reviewers who watch the shows for you. I read the pilot before I was even thinking of doing this video, and so therefore I cannot in good faith say that my styling is not biased entirely based on that. However, I will try not to include spoilers for your sake as well as mine. I don't want to be chased after legally. But that being said, I still kind of, sort of have hope for it. I mean, Diablo Cody wrote it, I think. She did, Jennifer's Body, so it could go either way here. Regardless, let's just get into it, I guess. So going off the logline and only the logline, nothing else. I don't know anything about this show. Series sees the superheroes as disillusioned 20-somethings who resent having lost their childhood to crime fighting. As such, I wanted to kind of style them in a more kind of realistic way. I think the stereotypical way to style the Powerpuff Girls, I've seen this in a lot of fan art, is you put them all in like bodycon dresses, in their preferred colorways, knee-high socks, Mary Janes. There's also interpretations based on personality, and that's kind of where I want to go with this. I basically started out my search with Buttercup, and she was probably the one that I kind of wanted a little something different for. The show has aged her up as well as the typical 2000s kind of outfit, baby tee. I think those are high, low-waist jeans. I remember this episode. This is exactly the opposite of what I did. So I started off with this image. I was literally just the image came to me of dad sweater. I started from there. So I decided that she would be a thrift kid. Since they're 20-somethings, I was basically thinking to myself that she would definitely dress like I did in college. Lots of oversized things, kind of deconstructed things. I wanted her style to be very masculine, mostly just because it's not something that you see on TV every day. I feel like we don't get to see a lot of. So literally how I say that I dressed in college, I have this sweater that I thrifted. The sleeves are tearing apart. And also patterns, for colors, I wanted them to be subtle just because this is supposed to be based in realism. Townsville is in the same universe as Hollywood, allegedly. So in that case, color coding characters can seem kind of unrealistic. But at the same time, I think they would stick to the colors that are comfortable to them in some way, or reminiscent of the characters, but I did want accents. So here, mostly I'm focusing on the pants. I think that oversized pattern pants, kind of like this, lots of blacks, whites, browns, to go with pops of green. Literally you can find these in the men's section at thrift stores, or at least you used to be able to. I don't know about now. These kinds of pseudo pajama pants. These kinds of cropped, I don't know what you would call these. These kinds of cropped wide leg pants where you can just kind of see ankle. I also like the idea of her in Converse. I think that could be cool. I also included this photo. I liked this this oversized green kind of structured collared shirt. I really like that, especially with cartoon characters on it. It's really fun. I also can really envision Buttercup wearing a beanie, but not just any beanie, one of those rolled up, the ones that boys on Tinder wear. And I'm also open to the idea of her in a skirt. Not all people who dress in masculine styles have to stick to pants and such. I definitely like the idea of her in cargo adjacent things, workwear adjacent things. And also just because I know that most television stations are cowards. They'll probably not like where I'm going with this styling. So I did think of what I would do if I put Buttercup in a skirt, and I think I would still lots of hardware. Mall goth used to be how techwear is now, some streetwear, and it's just really cool. So I'd probably style this with a fitted black tee, maybe some gloves without the thumbs. without the fingers and the thumbs. That's just me styling this off at the top of my head. I did not even plan that. I also like harnesses, and like I think that could be a cool kind of detail that can be added to her like kind of rough and tumble personality. I thought it could be really cool styled with like vintage t-shirts such as this. Both of these t-shirts are from Boardwalk Vintage. I especially like the deconstructed nature of this one. It's very, you can see someone cut out the collar. I can definitely see her doing that and like DIYing her stuff, splattering bleach on something. It was hard to find stuff that was like purposefully kind of chaotically distressed, but I think that she would definitely be the kind of person to do that. I also could see her in a bomber. I didn't include the picture of the one that I had because I'm actually not sure what the patches say on it, so we're gonna not look at that right now. But this is also from Boardwalk Vintage. I always like seeing overalls on a character. I think they're very cool. I love overalls. And to just see like a pair of plaid overalls in the exact color that I'm thinking of, she would probably wear like black underneath it. I also like this kind of workwear jumpsuits, you know. Those can look really cool, especially with like a pair of Doc Martens. I think she would definitely wear Doc Martens as part of her shoes. So in an effort to actually like find things that were convincing, I actually had to start thrifting myself. This is from Poshmark. Levi's denim jacket with inside flannel. Need I say more? But I think she would also like distress it a little bit. It would be nice. This is an example that I think of distressing clothes that could be cool. I don't know if this is purposeful or factory made, but whatever. I was also kind of thinking in the vein of like Yoji Yamamoto, like that kind of layering that he does, that very specific layering. I like this outfit, except I wouldn't put her in the jacket, maybe just the sweatpants and the shirt, and like the little detailing on the side is really nice. But I also got like a little stumped while I was searching for outfits for her, so I turned to Tumblr. I thought I found a few things that could work. So this is from Drop Tokyo. This kind of basic outfit I think would really be cool. Leather pants. I don't know how likely it is to find leather pants thrifting, but leather pants, it's necessary. They can be straight leg. They're not the like tight leather pants. Also the model Liji, just entirely this outfit would be great. This outfit, this is by Shuitsang. I especially like that. I don't know if this is purposeful, or just like a trick of the light, but I think these pants are like kind of greenish, which I really like. I really enjoy. Just like, it could be like an all black outfit and then like a little bit like you're really looking at it and it's like, is that green? Like that would be cool. I already talked about Docs, but lastly, I would want to put her in something like this. These by New Rock. They're super cool. But yeah, like chunky, big shoes, imposing platforms would be really cool. Let us move on to Bubbles. Bubbles is my favorite character. So I was actually kind of excited to style her, but I also think that there's like a way that I would want to style her in that I don't think is necessarily conducive to her personality in the show. So I am still styling her in a way that I really like, but also that I think fits her personality. So of course I started with Selkie. I think that Bubbles would definitely be honestly a little bit of an influencer kind of person. She would definitely like popular Instagram kind of stuff. For Bubbles, I went all out with her color palette. Like, it's all blue. Who am I to deprive myself this treat, you know? So of course this Selkie dress. I also think that she would like this Fiorucci angel crop tee. She'd probably wear it with the matching sweatpants just because why not? I immediately thought of this. I think that she would wear a lot of like clouds and angel kind of stuff. Also the pants have the angels on them too, so that's cool. I also kind of think that she would like For Love and Lemons. I took a little bit of inspiration on her style from Princess May on Instagram. This is probably the closest interpretation to like what most people would think of a Powerpuff Girls live action. The short skirts and the yada yada. But I think that Bubbles would definitely like play into it, you know. I also went a little bit soft girl with it. I think that she would, as far as like outerwear, we would want like puffy details, maybe some, you know, those earrings with the puffs on them, this kind of cardigan, stuff to make you think that she's like angelic, and this like very sweet, soft girl with some bite to her. I also like that there are hearts in these. I think subtle heart motifs would be a good addition to the show. It's all throughout the cartoon, so why not? I also think that she would like some of the things that Eggy has done. This two-piece, for example. I mostly liked this top for the heart buttons. But I do think that like silks and satins would definitely play a part in her wardrobe, and also very flirty details like this open back with a bow on the back, like adult bubbles. I didn't stick to full blue with her, but I do think that like, this kind of silhouette, the tie front, cap sleeve kind of stuff. I have a lot of cap sleeves in this. I'm unapologetic about it. I love cap sleeves. And frankly, if my entire wardrobe could be cap sleeves, I wouldn't complain. Going back to Selkie, long sweaters, I think that she would be very into being like, I'm cute. Please think I'm cute. Which like same. Over knee / thigh high socks would definitely be a thing, of course. I just love the angels on this one. Also, it was really funny when I found this image on princesspolly.com. I was like, yeah. Although, Bubbles doesn't have to be blonde. Also, like frilly two pieces. I like this one this is from Le Beau Monde. It looks blue in the photo, but I think it's white. Lots of lace, lots of frilly details, this kind of like eyelet fabric that's going on. I also went to House of Eris just because I love it. I love this designer. And I think this could be really cool for like when they're fighting crime, especially like a statement kind of piece would be cool. I don't think they'd have transformation outfits because frankly they don't transform in the show. They usually just wear whatever they're wearing. But this would be the closest to it. This dress is kind of in the similar vein to what I showed earlier, but it has the printed on angels. I think it could look really cool. Maybe dressed down with one of the cardigans I showed earlier. And lastly, I really wanted her in like a big fluffy jacket. And it's really what drew me towards House of Eris. I knew I'd seen one there before. And this is the closest I could find. I don't think that she only gets to wear blue. Pink is available to her, even though pink is Blossom's color. I also like this shirt from Big Bud Press for her. I think it would be a gift from Blossom, which we'll get into later. But I think it would be just like a cool casual kind of t-shirt since she wears a lot of semi-dressy things. And then moving on to accessories, I think that she would wear big, gigantic scrunchies. You know the ones that are like this big. This is from, I just picked this one off of Etsy. This is from Daisy Del Sol Designs, big scrunchie. In her hair, I also think that she would wear headbands like this in blue, probably. This is a better example of that. This is from ASOS, I think. Tiara adjacent stuff, maybe even a tiara, I don't know. But, like pearl headbands, that kind of thing. This fluffy bucket hat could definitely go with the House of Eris skirt that I showed earlier. And then probably with like one of her white outfits, I would want cloud tights. They're really cool. These are from Lazy Oaf. Then moving into shoes, of course, Mary Jane's. Also, if we wanted to put her in heels, I think that like a good chunky heel similar to this. These shoes are absolutely necessary. No, that I will not. They're absolutely necessary. If she's not wearing these in the show, I will have problems. These are from Buffalo London. They're incredible. And I think that they would go really well with her style, especially the mini dresses and the more tight-fitting clothes. Okay, please don't hate me, but when I thought of Blossom, she's a leader, she's responsible, she's also a little bit of a goody two-shoes, and I was like, you know what? I think that she would shop ethically. And that's great. I don't know for sure, but I do think that based on her personality and the past 5 years of, the internet, I do think that she would try and focus on shopping ethically, more likely buying from ethical brands than what Buttercup does, which is thrift. However, it's hard to find fun clothes. I just spent a couple hours just searching through basics, and I was like, this is a lot. But I also think that Blossom would definitely kind of be the girl next door anyway. Her stuff is a little plainer compared to her sisters, but I think it matches her character. I started out with this set from 07 Days. I think that Blossom would probably wear these pieces separately, but like similar styling, probably a light colored turtleneck on top or a button down. I know that a lot of interpretations of Blossom have her in a kind of dark academia-esque clothing style, you know, blazer, plaid skirt, collared shirt, or turtleneck or something like that. I kind of went there with this. I like the kind of subtle orange details. I also think that Blossom would probably wear more of the like adjacent colors to her assigned color. Oranges, browns, that kind of stuff. This is from Simply Retro. I think that she would wear a lot of like high neck, Victorian-esque blouses, lots of subtle frilly details. I also liked this for similar reason. The embroidery, the low neck. I think that she would be honestly, I think that she would be like a Madewell girl. Like, you know the kind. Skirts that go over the knee, flowy dresses. For me, this kind of outfit kind of screams upright, and I think that's definitely her. And this is just, you know, if we want something fun, but also very kind of in the same vein as everything else. This is like a retro, maybe like 60s, 70s inspired dress. I was also looking at Aritzia. I do think that she would have a lot of like academia inspired clothes, if that makes sense, like sweater vests, polo sweaters, not polo sweaters. Things with subtle embroidered red details I think would definitely be part of her style. Plaid skirts, but perhaps not this short, maybe just like a little bit longer. Something around this length, I think, and this kind of A-line cut would definitely be something that she would gravitate towards. And also colored shirts, but I think to like young it up, you know, tie front. I kind of drew a little bit of inspiration from Best Dressed in that way. I think she would definitely show a lot of collarbone, honestly. So I know I said that thing about, you know, wanting her to be kind of plainer in dress, but I also wanted to make this fun, so I started looking at Big Bud Press. Why am I having such trouble with that? Big Bud Press. Because they're fun. And they're ethical. So there's that. They did this collaboration with Snot Girl, actually, which I thought was really cool. It's really nice to see, like, other cartoons in like cartoon inspired stuff. You know, for her more casual outfits, I think a ringer tee is definitely where we want to go. I also really like this ringer tee. I guess this is a ringer tee because it has a rainbow on it, and I think that's like a thing in the cartoon. It's been a while. But also, you know, just like the clouds and stuff. They fly. There's clouds. I also started to get a little out there on this, but I really do like this. And I think it can be dressed down. It's honestly just so fun. And definitely something that if Blossom were to ever be a little bit more, you know, out there and comfortable being more bright and loud, I definitely think that this could work. I also like these pants from Big Bud Press. I like the painted details, but also like the stitches are like orange, and I think that's a really good detail, like a very good subtle detail that I think could work for her. Honestly, all of them should wear overalls, and I can't believe I didn't get anything for Bubbles. There's blue overalls. There's overalls. So overalls. I love the star detail on the bottom. So she would definitely wear like the coveralls kind of thing, coverall jumpsuits. This is probably a little too loud. She would probably wear something more along the lines of this, just because, you know, it's a little more subtle, it's a little less red, but, you know, of the same vein. I was also looking at Fashion Brand Company. They seem very fun. One of my best friends is into them. Could be a really cool like summer outfit or something that she wears with, you know, like a blazer or something. Here's another one from Fashion Brand Company. I think this would be really cool. Like literally a romper, but very structured. Yes, very serious, very studious kind of thing. I really like this two-piece set. It's a little bit louder, but I also think that it has enough detail and it has enough like structure to it that it could be really good as like maybe one of the louder pieces that she uses, the more eye-catching things, something for a fight scene maybe not the skirt, but whatever. And as far as accessories is concerned, I didn't want to put her in the big bow, and it's controversial, but like I didn't. So But I think that she would wear headwear like similar to that could kind of hint towards it. Head wraps, head scarves. I think even tying something like this around her head in like a bow in the back maybe, or tying it around a ponytail could work, kind of like in the same vein as Violet from Series of Unfortunate Events. And then lastly, shoes. So these are from Rothy's. I really just liked that they were very subtle. Could probably work with most of her outfits, would probably be her everyday shoe, but they do have the red on the sides. As a fun extra, I thought this could be like a good gift from one of her sisters, specifically probably Bubbles. These Melissa x Lazy Oaf sandals. You know, pointed, suede, heels or flats would definitely be a thing. And then I was really thinking that what would be cool would be a like knee-high boot, a blush pink or an orange. I think this would definitely be like what Doc Martens are to, you know, Buttercup. So yeah, those were my thoughts, I guess. You know, art is subjective, so everything is up to interpretation, and I hope you enjoyed mine. Thank you for watching. Yeah, like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. Probably won't watch it, but maybe it'll be like, you know, the first season of Sabrina, which I also don't think I watched. But I heard it was good. If you like this video, make sure to like it, subscribe if you want, comment if you feel like it. Catch you next time. Thanks.